36 days. That's the amount of time between my last video and now. The longest gap I've ever had in putting out videos. To the point where I've even been getting messages on Instagram saying, "Hope you're okay, mate. Looking forward to the next video." This will probably be the hardest video I've ever made and the hardest to edit because it's not scripted. It's probably easier for me to go back to the beginning of where all this started because that's what I've had to do over the last couple of weeks. November 2020, I've got 300 Instagram followers and I'm absolutely loving cycling. I've just done my first photo shoot for Atticus and in exchange they said, "We'll give you some free kit." I'm wearing the kit, I'm taking some photos and I'm riding the best bike I could ever have in my opinion. As my Instagram following grew, so did the brand awareness. A few months later I got contacted by a company called Ribble who asked if I'd ride their bikes in exchange for some content. I'm producing reels, I'm coming up with cool ideas and I'm having fun on social media. Off the back of Atticus, their good friend Francis Cade says, "We're going to Switzerland, would you like to come?" I said, "What, ride there?" He says, "Yeah, we're riding there from here. I'm going to film it." A couple of weeks later, I've got bikepacking gear and I'm on my brand new Ribble riding to Switzerland with Chris Hall. Absolutely living the dream. If I tell you now, those times there were the best times I ever had on a bike and it will probably never be replicated. That feeling of doing something new and doing something that you thought you would never ever have the endurance or stamina to do. There was tears at the end. Coming back from that, I had a fire in my belly. I wanted to do more. I wanted to ride further and I wanted to go on more trips. My Instagram grew, more and more brands started sending me stuff, and it was all a lot of fun. Last year I went to Mallorca and I decided that how hard could it be to edit a video on YouTube? And I decided to start my own YouTube channel. Exactly the same, going out on my bike, I would be out on my bike anyway, so why not film it? My YouTube channel grew and it brings us to this point now. I've got a full-time job and on my days off, I'm riding my bike and I'm filming it and I'm making content. With more brands ever supporting me than I ever thought possible, but a lot more pressure. As time's gone on making YouTube videos, I've always wanted the next video to be better than the last. Whether that be introducing a drone, a new camera, learning a new editing form, whatever, I just wanted to get better. I'm a pretty headstrong character. I've failed at loads. I've been a hairdresser, a sales manager, I even helped build justeat.co.uk, and I left that. If I don't enjoy something, I've always just walked away from it. I've always been able to land on my feet. I've always been able to make life happen. But I've got a lot more scared in my 40s of doing that. You hit 40 and everyone seems to think that you should start slowing down. But for me, it's been totally different. 40 was fine and 41 was fine. 42, my brain's gone to mush. People say often, "God, Ben, you're living the dream." Last year, I probably was living the dream. I was riding my bike in some of the best countries in the world. I was learning a lot and I was making money from the internet. And I was happy. But you can't live the dream unless you're happy. You can do whatever you want. You can do some of the things you've always wanted to do, but in your head, if you're not happy, you're always worried about the feeling of not being happy. And over the last couple of weeks, I haven't been happy. Working shift hours pretty much every single day of the week, I found myself fitting in editing and riding where I could. I never ever wanted to go on a bike ride just so I could make a video. I wanted to go on a bike ride and hope that a fun video comes of it because I was having fun. But I can't ride my bike when my headspace isn't right and make a video. So I stopped making videos. The last couple of weeks I've been waking up and felt like I could stay in bed all day and ignore everything that I thought I wanted to do the night before. I would tell myself I was going to get up, I was going to go to the gym and I was going to do a 50k bike ride and I was going to stick to my 6 or 7 hours a week of training. I haven't done that. Have a look at my Strava. I've been riding for 2 hours max. A few weeks ago I met up with some like-minded people, the Northeast Gravel Crushers, or Gravel Crushers Northeast. They've been going for a long time and I haven't been aware of them, but they're putting on some pretty big rides. And a lot of it's off-road. They were having fun, they were laughing, they were smiling, and that's exactly what I wanted. And I didn't even take my camera. Well, actually, I took my 360 camera. Something else I purchased because I thought I needed motivation. I needed another angle to show the audience. Once again, I came back from that ride feeling motivated, and they're a good bunch of people. Good eggs. And I'll go out with them again. I've stayed in contact with a lot of them, and tonight I'm going out with one of them that I met on that ride. The be all and end all of the last couple of weeks, and I want to be fully transparent with this, is I haven't felt myself. I've been Googling about testosterone treatment, different types of medication. I've never been on meds ever. Ever have I taken any medication for how I felt, because I've always self-medicated with cycling. At this point, I haven't made any rash decisions, but I wanted to know why I felt the way I did. I've never been so paranoid, I've never been so anxious about my future, and it's really hard to get a grip and do fun things when you're feeling like that. Last week, 7 p.m, I finished work and I went out on my bike. 7 p.m, that's quite late in the winter, but not too late here in the UK. It doesn't get dark until about 10:30. I found myself sitting in a petrol station eating a bag of crisps, a chicken sandwich and a Snickers bar. Now that sounds like a sad state of affairs when you've got a family waiting at home for you and it's getting late. But I've never felt so much at peace. It cleared my head and I found out that that's exactly what I need to start doing. I need to start going back on these small adventures on my own and documenting them. Because that's what I love doing, and that's the real me. The last video I brought out, I rolled a dice, and I rode as far as I could in a day. I was on my road bike, and if I'm brutally honest, my road bike doesn't actually excite me that much. But I love being on my gravel bike. But I went out on my road bike because at this point my gravel bike wasn't built. It was still in the shed with my number on it from my last race. I hadn't even had the energy to clean it and rebuild it. But that's all over now. Last week I spent my Wednesday and my Thursday off work, rebuilding my bikes, servicing them, and I've taken the decision to take a little bit of a back seat from Team Cycles. I've been assisting them with the Kill the Forest project and I tried to get up there as much as possible. But with burnout and the way I'm feeling, I don't have the energy. I don't want to do it. And over the last couple of months, I've been forcing myself to do stuff that I don't want, whether it be for financial reasons or because I felt like I had an obligation to some of the brands that have been supporting me. What I'm trying to say is it's not all roses, and riding your bike is absolutely amazing. I would swear if I could. It's an amazing. And I forgot that. I forgot how amazing it was because I always had a camera in my hand. But not only that, I've missed out on a lot of my family time. On sunny Saturdays where I should or could be down at the beach playing football with my son, I'm out recording. Because I want to earn a little bit more money for the family. I want to get a few more followers. I want to get a few more subscribers. And that really has to stop now. This evening, I'm going to ride my bike with like-minded people and I'm going to fall in love with cycling again. I need to get back to the gym and I need to understand why I'm struggling so much mentally in my 40s. If you have ever felt the way I'm feeling now, then please leave your experiences in the comments below. Me and Lawrence are in discussions about our next trip and it is going to happen this year. We don't know about Francis though. He's sort of gone AWOL at the minute and we miss him dearly. Thank you to everybody that's messaged asking if I was okay, and thank you for your patience. Last year I rode Malaysia, Sri Lanka and India. A year I probably thought I could top in 2025, and that's not been the case. I think what I'm trying to say is it's okay not to be okay. Mental health is a huge thing, but I just wanted to reiterate it. My cycling adventures are going to continue and there'll be a lot more consistency. We're going to go back to one vlog a week, but I wanted to let you know why I'd been away. And if there's a small change in the vibe of the videos, then at least you know why. I've been transparent with it. Next week, the fire in my belly is going to be lit even further because I'm off to the Tour de France with Skoda, and I can't wait, to be quite honest. Thank you for letting me sit at a table and tell you how I feel. Once again, if anyone has experienced any of the issues or feelings that I've felt over the last couple of weeks, then feel free to put them in the comments and let's start a conversation together. As always, I'm going to leave this video here. Please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see everyone on the next adventure.